Hello everyone and what is up? Welcome to this pulse commentary. So this is a game that I played on the very same day as the last crazy Mr.Mime game, right? And this game is just equally as crazy, so stay tuned. So you can see here, the game's already started, stage 5, not stage 15 like the other one. I had the presence of mind to start recording a little bit earlier. Well, you can see that I'm looking for every light unit. I already have 2 parts of a crit combo and 1 shades, so looking really good here for that. On a Golbat currently, that's on a 2 light spot, so 2 light only increases AD and AP by 20%, but still pretty valuable in the early game if you have a big carry. And I also have Poliwhirl for some reason, right? I mean, it's a pretty solid unit, and in the early game, if you should play all the upgraded commons that you can, right? You can get rid of them later, but it's usually a good idea to just get any upgrade that you can, right? Every evolved Pokemon, even if you don't have synergies, even if they're not very good, like Poliwhirl is not one of the best ones, just because of their raw stats differential compared to like, well, level 1 commons, it's still worth it. So, nothing much to say about what is happening this early, right? We're just buying stuff, you know. I'm thinking here, so I have a Woobat and a Whimsir, early Whimsir, and I already have a Golbat, so I'm thinking, oh, maybe this is a sound game. I could play Critcast Sound. Really good, especially with Chimecho, right? Chimecho has really, not Chimecho, sorry, with Chatot. Chatot has really low mana cost at base, so just giving him like crit combo, you know, he doesn't really need like the super mana duration items like Aqua Egg or Mana Scarf like other sound units do. And since he's a board-wide unit, it's not quite as much damage as Moltres Galar, right? Which is like 33, 30, something like this. But still, 20 to everyone on the board when factoring crit damage and all of that, it can be a lot. So definitely a good choice, right? So that's why I'm keeping all of these on my bench. But you will be able to see, so here we level up. Put in Woobat as well, because I'm trying to keep my win streak. Yup, that makes a lot of sense. Alright. So this is a little bit boring. I'm just going to skip to the next fight. So next fight, we play against a normal team with some pretty good items, actually. Soldier is really good in normal, because normal is a pretty good stolen comp, just because you get 50 million shield. And same goes for Muscle Bend. Also synergizes really well with having a bunch more health. Luckily for us, it's a little bit close, but our boosted Golbat is able to prevail. And we move on to the next round with our win streak, still unbroken. So, here is the pivotal point of the game. Obviously, I take the water because I'm thinking, okay, this completes my crit cast combo, let's fucking go, right? I have all items of a crit cast combo, really good. But what actually changed the entire game was the fact that I picked Surskit. So I decided to keep it on my bench here, just thinking, well, you know, if I can't reach 50, why would I sell it? Whatever. I also buy a Litwick, you know, going closer to a Lampent. So we're gonna jump forward in the future a little bit to the next fight. And so our next fight begins. We're playing against Tortorbo, which I think at this point in the stream said, what the fuck is Bluff playing? Is he off his rocker today? Because he had just seen me play Mr.Mime 5 Light Comfy, right? So, yeah, must have been a pretty surprising day for him. But anyways, we lose to his 4-ground team with like double green or normal. Like we're not beating that right now. It was pretty close still, you know. We almost killed every unit. I don't know. It's pretty close. So we make 50, and again, don't need to. I don't know why I sold the Litwick. That was weird by me. So I consider selling the Surskit again for no reason at all, because I don't really have a reason to sell anything. But I decide not to, and that turned out to be a very good decision. I'm looking at the babies. I want Cleffa, right? And I put in Mr.Mime here. So I decide, yeah, here I decide to roll for more light units. Okay, because I want a better light portal, because at 2 light, a light portal will actually not spawn. So I start rolling by units. Here I take another Surskit. And I don't know, the reason I'm putting these Mr.Mimes in is I think I felt like I was still feeling the rush of last game, and I'm like, oh, I want to play it again. But eventually, after hitting only 1 Cleffa, I decide it's not worth it, and I stop rolling. And I think I'm going to end up selling the Mime Juniors, because, yeah, you can't roll to 20 on Garrett like that, right? By the way, rolling on Garrett, people used to not do this, but I think it's kind of the new meta now, right? At least that's how I've been playing for a while, and it feels pretty good. Like, just, it's a good spot to try and get stronger for the mid-game if you're win streaking. If you're not, I think it's still better not to roll, right? You can keep your lose streak going, and then you can roll in level 6 or 7 to stabilize. But if you're win streaking at Garrett, so here I decide there's no light portal, fuck it. I'm trying to get, you know, at least I'm trying to stay in the light region, right? Because I already have a light region, so I can get Cleffa and Clefairy, so I can get the 5 light. So I'm just thinking, yeah, maybe there's a T10 that works well with the light 5, and boom! Look at this. All the way to the right, I get Lumise and Volbeat. That was so lucky. You know, not only do I get a light T10, but I get the best one. This one gives you 2 lights, like +2 to your light synergy, so it makes it really much easier to reach light 5, right? So I just put these in. It's time to take out the Poliwrath and the Woobat. And we were light 4. Light 4, 3 flying, 2 bug, so nothing too crazy right now. I'm still considering maybe playing Mr.Mime. Not going to sell the Mime Juniors just yet, because there is no reason to. And I'm holding on to Clefairy. So here, I'm probably going to roll on 5 to try and hit Clefairy. Oh, here I'm looking at Cherrim and Team Builder, right? Because this would be like a really great time to go for a Cherrim game, and I love Cherrim. I think I already did. Yeah, I did a video on Cherrim. It was not really the main carry in that video. It was still pretty interesting though. I think the new changes to Cherrim Sunlight make it really, really, really interesting. Maybe not the strongest, but yeah. Anyway, we faced against a grass board, which in the middle of a transition, I guess. They have a Diplin with a Lucky Egg, so that means they're going to be playing Hydrapple later, but they haven't gotten to evolve it yet because, you know, there's a bunch of really annoying. So here, again, almost selling the Surge Kit for 50 gold, but I decide not to. For some reason, I decided, fuck it, I'll just buy more units instead. And the reason why is because innately I know that I want to try the new Masquerain, right? I really do. Here, I take no-brainer, take the ice, make a Shiny Charm. Shiny Charm, very good, always. Put that on Volbeat? I think that's Volbeat. The Lumise is the girl one, right? I mean, that's not how it works, but in my mind, one of them looks like a boy and the other one looks like a girl. But, you know, that's dumb. In real life, that's not how it is. So here I level up to 6 and I start rolling because I want Clefairy. Perfect. I have 5 light. Boom. Excellent. We hit it pretty fast too. So now we have 5 light Golbat crit cast. But, you know, this is about the time that we need to change carries. Exactly. And then so I get one more roll and I hit the Masquerain and let's fucking go. And here, I think I'll make a pose to show it, like on the video, editing and all that. But Masquerain essentially has the same spell as Beautifly. It just has less numbers, like it does less damage, but it boosts itself just as much, I think? I'll need to check later. I'll check in post-prod. I'll check in post, guys. So it's really amazing, right? Yeah, here, gain of 1 attack defense, special defense, 10 ability power, and 10 speed. I think Beautifly might be 20 ability power and 20 speed, but I'm not sure. But anyways, so this is actually if I'm playing 5 light Beautifly right from stage 12. So you're gonna see, nobody stands a fucking chance. And here I noticed that I'm at 3 flying and I decide, fuck it. Okay, I'm a little hesitant at first, but since I'm from the future, I already know what I'm gonna do, right? That's the good thing about being from the future, you get perfect hindsight. I'm hesitating, time is closing, but no, I do pick this Swift Wing. It's a pretty good item. It's plus 20 speed, plus 20 dodge chance, and gives flying synergy, right? And yeah, now I have a flying Clefairy. Incredible, incredible. So let's skip on to the next fight, and the next fight begins. So we're playing against some sort of light bug team. He mostly has bugs, but he has 2 lights plus, what's his name? Clauncher. So John Otto Chess Fan also playing a really weird comp. Usually not his style. Usually he would play, I don't know, Aquatic 8? Something like that. I actually don't know. You know, this guy's been on the top of the ladder, but he doesn't really have a very definite playstyle. I just know he always plays some try-hard shit, basically. So this is kind of, like, out of his usual playstyle, but whatever. Oh, here I think the recording cut. Did it? No, okay, something weird happened, but I don't... Okay, whatever. Because, you know, I'm actually making the commentary watching the video, but I'm watching it at full screen, right, for more immersion. So I don't know what actually happened there, but anyway, I went to Tordorable's board to get him to check out my team, but he never came. Because, yeah, I was trying to emote and catch his attention. Anyways, next fight. Next fight, we play against a fighting team. With a Heracross was a Hearthstone, and a bunch of, I don't know, these items are not the best, let's say. So we quickly dispatch that. I really wish I had the damage tab open in this one, just to show you how great Masquerain is. But you know, this is gonna be win streaking for a while now. Like, I don't think we're gonna ever lose, so let me skip ahead again. Next round, we hit 53. We hit them, that's the PvE round, so I can skip again. So for first reward, we get Seed. And then we get a choice between Magnet, Black Glasses, and Charcoal. Here I'm hesitating a little bit. I'm thinking, maybe do I need a Fluffy Tail? Is anybody play Ghost? That's why I'm like, you know, mousing over everybody's synergies, seeing if I need Fluffy Tail for anything. But I decide to take a Magnet. Right? I take a Magnet and I decide, I'm still level 6. Oh, actually no. Okay, I'm spoiling the future. My bad. I don't decide anything yet. For now, I'm just putting in XP, and that's it. I'm playing against Agent Evocado's team, and his dark team is really scary. You can see that Masquerain very nearly gets destroyed here, but the 4 flying saves him, right? The 4 flying saves him, and we're able to dispatch that team as well. So you can see, despite all the stuff he had, pretty scary stuff, right? Flame Orb, Absol, Dark Wild, all of that. Pretty insane bursty team, right? We still win. So this Masquerain, he might be cracked. He might be fucking cracked. Of course, these are special circumstances, right? So I hit another Cleffa here, and then here I decide, okay, fuck it, it's time. I want Clefable. I've been trying to make a Clefable video forever now, and I'm like, okay, fuck it, right? Let's get it. Let's get it right now. I take out the Mime Jr. because I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not playing that at this point. I take the Lampent. Finally, we managed to upgrade that. I'm buying 2 costs, just trying to increase my odds of hitting Cleffas. And I decide, okay, we'll just hang on like this. So here at this point, I'm still thinking maybe Masquerain is not going to be my carry for the whole game, right? So you can see I picked up a Ralts, and I'm like, oh, maybe we can play Fairy Psychic Light in the late game with something like Galarian Ponyta or whatever. Which, at this point, I don't think... Oh, by the way, play against the team. Yeah, okay, I finally opened the damage tab. Because I'm like, damn, he just one-shot that for a fruit. That was crazy. Yeah, the damage is insane. And funnily enough, he does more AD damage than AP. He does have pretty good base attack, honestly. For a 3 cost. Right? Kind of similar to, Frostmoss and Snum. Okay, let me skip ahead. The battle's already over. Alright, next round. Carousel comes up. Let's see. What item do I want here? I actually don't remember what I was going for. Probably, I would think the mana would be pretty good, but honestly, when you're last like that, I mean, not last. When you're first, so you're last in the carousel, you just take whatever you can get and you try to avoid fossils. Try to avoid unplanned fossils, right? But it looks like I should be okay. And yeah, exactly. I do get the mana. I did remember. Pretty good memory. This was like, what, 3 days ago? I actually don't know. Anyways, so I start rolling again, hit another Clefairy, keep rolling. So we hit Hatchram, but I'm like, you know what? Actually, I don't want to play Fairy Light. I think opening the damage tab this round just convinced me that Masquerain is broken as fuck. I'm pretty easy to convince. And yeah, it's time to just hit my Clefable and then move on. Honestly, I didn't need to hit Clefable at all, but I thought it was funny. I do hit a Ditto, and boom. Was that I finish my Clefable, and I give it Muscle Band Stardust. Pretty good item combo. So, quick reminder, Muscle Band increases your defense, speed, and attack as you take damage through the round, right? The stacks cap out at 20, but I don't remember exactly how much each stack gives. And Stardust, every time you cast your spell, you gain shield equal to 50% of the spell. You can see here we defeated Tortorbo's reroll Mamoswine ground team very easily, right? Once again, nothing much to say about it, honestly. These battles are going to be pretty boring for a while because it's just going to be Masquerain diving in and killing everybody, right? I put in Mime Jr. just because I know that he has the potential for extreme mischief, right? And yeah, that's my level 7. So let's skip to the battle again. I struggle with positioning a little bit. I'm like, I don't want... Basically because I'm like, I don't want the Masquerain clone to be stuck, right? To be in a weird position. But I'm also worried about Wild Dark. So I put everything back. Here's the Eyedropple board. It's finally evolved. And he has okay items, I guess, but no mana generation. So it's like, I don't know. Masquerain was nerfed as well. It ends up not doing much this round. And no, not Masquerain. What am I saying? Hydrapple. How can Masquerain be nerfed? It just came out. Calm down, bro. Calm down. I'm already thinking it's too OP and it needs a nerf. Right, but this is a very special game. I have, like, pretty much ideal items and Light 5 and, like, Flame 4. It's like, you know, this is not going to happen everywhere. Anyways, already the T20. We got there pretty fast. Right, I'll skip the PvE, of course. And we hit a Flame Orb as our last item. which is completely useless. I can't use it for now. I would need like a fluffy tail to use it, right? Because usually when you're playing light 5, you can get away with putting these on your light carry, and it's like, yeah, you know, the light carry, he gets room protect from the light spot from light 4, so yeah. Anyways, here the light portal gets taken, so here I hesitate, but I end up going into the flying bug portal. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Let's see what I can get. And what I can get is Pheromosa. There's also Ho-Ho. I don't know which one I took. I actually forgot. Did I take Ho-Ho? I'm not actually sure. I also considered taking Roaring Moon and just, like, replacing my Masquerain in the light spot with Roaring Moon, but I'm like, nah. I want to see how far Masquerain can make it. Okay, so in the end, I did pick Ho-Ho and replace Flaffy. I think, retrospectively, that was a pretty good choice. I think that's a better choice than just picking Pheromosa just to have, like, a bug clone or something. So here, I'm not looking for anything anymore in terms of light, except maybe Shinx, right? Just like the other game, that was pretty good. And now I'm looking at flying units, and I'm like, I want to get flying 6. So I just add all the flying units I can in the team planner, right? And... Oh, and Togepi as well. We gotta not forget anyone, right? Because Togepi, he does evolve into a flying unit once you get 3 of them. Alright. Next fight begins. I'm hesitating to put my Flame Orb on the Ho-Ho, but I don't. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Next fight begins. So this is a very weird team. This is Vertical Monster with like a little bit of Artificial, with pretty strange items on Kyogre, and a Porygon too, and he has a Berserk Gene on Golurk, right? Berserk Gene is the new artificial items. What it does is, it gives the unit monster synergy, but every time it takes a kill, the unit becomes confused. So here, we end up at a situation with like a 1v3 against my Clefable, but somehow, Clefable just starts dodging every attack and just clutches it out. This was insane. I was literally screaming at my computer when this happened. So Clefable was the star of this round. Pretty good unit. Honestly, overall, I'd say Clefable is pretty crazy. Here, boom. We immediately hit the best flying unit I could have hit. Right? What's his name? Fletchinder? Fletchling. We immediately hit a Fletchling, and so I have nothing left to do. So I just stay over here at 40, and let's skip to the next fight. Mime Jr. is still freeloading in my team, by the way. Might be the time that we replace him. I don't think he's optimal at this point. But anyways, this is a town team. John Odo Chess Fans town team. I remember now. I was saying I forget what he plays every game. But he plays Sound a lot lately, right? So, Sound team, pretty unremarkable. I think we're going to end up winning, right? Only thanks to the Light 5 revive, but we do end up winning. I don't know if Silver Wind stat boost get carried over when you get the revive. That's what I'm checking here, I think, but I don't think so, because those looks like his base stats, right? You know, some abilities that grant stats, like Marshado's abilities, they are carried over when you get revived by Max Revive or Light 5, but some of them not. I don't know, it's a little bit messy. So here, there's nothing really to take for me, so I just take crit item, right? I mean, there's nothing else to take, honestly. It's not the best, but there's also nothing else to take. Start rolling here. I don't know exactly what I'm rolling for. Probably a replacement for Mime Jr. I don't know. I end up putting in Wingull over the Mime Jr., even though it doesn't change anything, but just one roll later, I hit Tinkaton, so I'm like, okay, that's better than Wingull, so we put it in. Give the crit to Oh-Oh, and yeah, we're ready to move on. Just sell a bunch of stuff, make 40, right? And yeah, let's see what the next fight is going to be like. So we fight against the Dark Wild team, and Masquerain gets dove pretty early and dies pretty early, but it does have the revive. And it gets pretty messy all around with the flying and everything, and Clefable. But I do think we're gonna win this one. Very close, but once again, Clefable clutches it, and it was once again the MVP of this round, right? Because everything else just got burst instantly and died. Clefable was its like big HP pool. Here I do an RD check, just to see, right, with my RD item. If in case it's Light Ball, I could have done something maybe. But anyways, no, it's Berserk Gene, and since I'm not playing Monster, unlike Maz, who was playing this crazy Monster team, right? It's nothing comes of it. So I just put in XP, and we're gonna skip to the next fight once again. So we play against the ground team, Turtorble's ground team. Pretty good, you know, a lot of green orbs. Ended up getting a Rhydon with pretty good items, everything. So I think we're gonna lose here, because I don't think we can actually defeat Rhydon's, like, once it's all statted up from the monster kills, right? you can see that my units are dashing all over, they're dealing damage, everything, we get the revive, but you know, it's just no avail. Monster 6 is really strong. And this is gonna be a theme that continues as this game goes on. So we do lose, but that's like our first loss of the game, mostly, right? We're at 81 HP, we're fine. We hit the Zapdos round. Here I start looking for Rhydon, because I'm like, okay, fine, if I can't beat the monsters, I gotta join them. If I have a Rhydon of my own, there's some luck that its executability will kill whatever Masquerain can't kill. So at this point, I think the correct play would have been to just sell Masquerain and like find another Life 5 carry. I don't think Ho-Ho would be a very good Life 5 carry because his ability doesn't actually have big AoE, he doesn't have high base speed, he doesn't have stat boosting, everything, but I could probably find something else. I don't know. Here we get a choice between another Flame Orb, a Red Orb, and a Shiny Charm for a reward after this PvE. And I think I picked the Shiny Charm. Let me see. Okay, yep. Once again, Future Me on top. I give that to Tinkatuff. And I decide, fuck it, let's slam the Flame Orb on it as well. You know, it's not gonna make much of a difference. Tinkatuff is likely to get one-shot anyways, so at least it'll benefit from the bonus AD while it's, you know, under Shiny Charm. Guys, could you imagine if I was saying all this the whole time and then somehow OBS wasn't open? Let me check really quickly. It is open. Oh my god, thank god. I just scared myself with that thought. Okay, so we play against Maz's monster team again. And let's see what happens. So we dive the backline, everything, but my Masquerain runs in the way of the Kyogre and Porygon 2, who has been transferred like the Berserk gene, and things look a little dire, right? It gets close, it gets really close, but then he kills my Ho-Ho, then becomes huge and kills my other guy, and then it becomes pretty apparent that this Porygon 2 monster team is going to be a bit of a problem. But anyways, I keep leveling up, making my way towards level 9. We're going to skip ahead again to the next fight. Boom. So we play against Jonathan Chess's Sound team once again. He's rocking double Crocodile with like Crocolore and Fuecoco, and that makes sense because they both have like 60 PP, right? So they contribute a lot of sound cries, and we end up losing to that as well. So you can see we're falling off a little bit. You can see that Crocolore was going crazy machine gun on me. But that's the advantage of playing you know, strong for the early game. Everybody else is at low HP until, of course, Regirock kicks in and makes me swallow my words and gives everybody plus 15 HP. So, what do we need? We take the Pokémon because, once again, there's not really any great item I could add in there, but that's probably the best pick. You know, Anti-Heal is going to be most likely useful against Monster. I don't even know if it works like that against Monster, but whatever. We hit a Shinx, level up, put in the Shinx, so we have 6 light. I can take out Lampent and put in what's his name? Torchic. Put in Torchic. Even though it doesn't really make much of a difference, it doesn't hit like more flying or more fire, but I just put it in. I don't know why. Honestly, I could have let Lampent in there. It would have probably been better. Here I just start rolling, looking for something that I could put in to upgrade my board, right? I do find Sewaddle, and I think Sewaddle is going to be pretty great because we've been stuck at 3 bug for the whole game, and Sewaddle's a really great unit. In and of itself, you know, it's standalone, pretty good unit. We fight against Agenda Volcado's Dark team, but I guess this time our positioning is a little bit better, maybe, and we end up winning, I think? It gets very close. It gets down to the wire. We get Bisharp's Revive. But Masquerain, with its final cast on 1 HP, kills it. So we do manage to win this time. We hit a Ditto, put in the Sewaddle. This is the PvE round, nothing much to say. Let me skip through it. And for a reward, we get a Razor Claw. So we give that to Ho-Ho, who already has 1 crit item. So now we have, like, okay items on Ho-Ho, I guess. Not really. He would like to have a mana generation item, I suppose, but he's not really the main star of this team anyways. We hit another Shinx, start rolling. We hit Luxio. Keep rolling. We get double Solosis. So at this point, I guess I'm considering putting in Duosion. But honestly, I don't have items for it. Duosion has really bad base speed. And without mana generation and all of that, he'll never do anything. Again, another game against the monster team of Maz. And I think it's gonna go like it has went before, which is to say that the Porygon 2 is gonna end up cleaning up my whole team. I don't know. At least Masquerain has managed to stay alive for most of the fight now. But yeah, the Porygon is just too tanky, and we don't have like enough raw damage to kill it, I'd say, right? Because it ends up getting more kills, and it even has a fluffy tail to ignore my Fletchinder's flame like ground, which is probably the only thing I could kill it, so we take another loss to that team. Alright, so here we have 10 gold. I decide to chill and not roll on this round because I still have 50 HP. And I even decide to sell my Solosis pair to make it 20 to get a little bit more interest. We play again against the Dark team. And I think we're gonna just win again. Maybe not though, honestly. Let me look. Ah, it looks tough actually. I think we lost this time. We did lose, but it was the Ghost. And Agent Avocado actually lost against Maz. So we're fine. We're at least up 2. So I decided to change my positioning a little bit. Honestly, I don't know what I was changing, really. It doesn't really matter. I think positioning doesn't really matter against a monster comp. I mean, it can, but it depends. Against a comp like this where they have a really strong ranged monster, I would say it doesn't matter, because the way you can win against monster is prevent them from getting early stacks on their melee units, you know? By making it so that your strongest units or units with a shiny charm are in front of them. But when they have like big AoE casters and big range units like Kyogre and Porygon 2, it gets a little tough to play around that. So we hit another PvE, and I'm just rolling, trying to hit my last few upgrades, my last few legendaries, you know, trying to hit that Swadloon, that Fletchinder. I stop there for the PvE, roll again, so what do we get? Red Orb, Muscle Band, Razor Claw. I think I picked a Muscle Band, gave it to Tinkatank. Doesn't actually really matter. If anything, I should have probably sold the Tinkatank and give my items to, I don't know, Luxio or something like that. Would have been a little bit better maybe, but I don't think it would have changed much, really. So we do hit Fletchinder. I keep rolling, and we do hit Swadloon in the end. And I do have a Ditto left. I think, oh, right, I know what I wanted to go for. I have a Porygon. I wanted to go for Porygon 2 of my own and actually replace Masquerain by Porygon 2 as the Light 5 carry. Porygon 2 would have taken on the highest trait for the enemy, which was Monster, and I would have had my own Monster 6 Porygon 2, right, to contest his. But, I mean, I never hit Porygon 2, and we just lost. But that would have been fun, you know, because I would have had Light 5 on mine too. So that was a really crazy game, though. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment. And you can check out my TP to support me financially in the description. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace!